Hey there, welcome. Would you love to know 12 foods that you absolutely must avoid if you have hypertension? Then stick around. That's exactly what we're going to cover in today's video. My name is Chikwamamilechuku from chikwamamilechuku.com, and I'm happy to share this with you. Now, if you have followed anything I do, I would say that to manage chronic diseases, there are three things that you absolutely must do. You must make some additions, some subtractions, and then of course some modifications. So today, things to avoid will fall under subtractions, right? So what are these 12 foods that you absolutely have to avoid, right? By the way, if you love my channel, if you find value from this, be sure to like and subscribe to the TV so that you don't miss a thing. Right, so let's talk about these things that you must avoid. Number one on the list is canned beans. Now, because canned food, or specifically canned beans, contains more salt than normal, and you want to cut down on your salt intake. That is one reason that instead of going for the canned foods that you put in your salads, then just go for it fresh. Okay, just eat fresh beans and do away with canned beans. Number two is alcohol. Alcohol is linked with initially increased dehydration and of course and then increased weight gain, right? Which ultimately is not good for your body. So do away with alcohol. Number three on the list is canned tomato products. Now, of course, it's linked to number one. Preserved fruits or canned foods is definitely higher in salt content. So just instead of doing tin tomatoes, sachet tomatoes, how about you try to make it fresh? That way it's healthier for you and you're cutting down on excess salt intake. Number four, Chinese food. Now, we all love Chinese food because it's tasty, it's spicy and tangy and all that, but it's also really rich in salt. And by all means, we're trying to cut down our salt and sodium intake, isn't that so? So just cut down on Chinese food. If you really love it, you can try to make it at home without all of that salt, right? So number five is packaged and processed meat, like what you have in sausages, hot dogs. So you don't really want that because, of course, still because of the salt, right? So how about you just try to visit the butcher and just get your meat straight from the butcher and forget all the processed and packaged meats, right? Number six will then be caffeine or coffee. Now, coffee is rich in caffeine and of course it has other health benefits, but then you don't want that caffeine because little amounts of caffeine or huge amounts of caffeine cause a spike in the blood pressure, which you don't want. So what you can do is try the caffeine that are lower in caffeine okay, instead of the coffee and all the caffeine, so that you just do away with the caffeine but you still retain the health benefits in coffee. All right, so let's talk about number seven. That is soft drinks. Now, all that sugar is not good for you. The average can of soft drink contains at least 6-7 teaspoonfuls of sugar, and you really don't want that because there is a link between sugar, high blood sugar, that is like diabetes, and hypertension. And so because you don't want all that complication, just do away with the soft drinks, right? Now, the next on the list is, now if you're a sweet tooth, the next on the list is candies. Now, you really don't need all that sugar in your system, trust me, and that's why you need to just cut down on the candies. Okay, you don't need them, trust me. You'll be healthier and you'll have better control of your blood pressure if you did away with candies, right? So next on the list, number 9 is fatty foods. Now, this is a time to do away with all that deep fried foods, saturated fats that you get from baked foods, deep fried foods like fries, potato fries, chin chin, and all that fat. You really don't need that because ultimately you're increasing your cholesterol levels, which worsens high blood pressure. So this is a good time to switch up your vegetable oil or your cooking oil to cholesterol-free oils. Just do away with all that, right? So that you protect your heart and you protect yourself, right? Number 10 is cut down on your meat intake. Now, I know I already said visit the butcher, right? Yeah, so visit the butcher, but don't rely on meat source as your only source of protein or as your main source of protein. What you can do on the other hand will be to switch that up to fish, which is healthier for you. You get better oils, you get fish oils from fish instead, and you cut down on all that cholesterol from red meat, right? Just cut down on that. Now, number 11 is sugar. Now, if you are a sweet tooth and you cannot do without adding sugar to your tea, your pap, your drinks, whatever it is, you take your coffee. Now, this is a good time to start to retrain your taste buds. Trust me, over time you won't even remember that you're not taking sugar. I know that, right? Because I really don't have added sugar in my house. I haven't had that for the past 5 years now, so it is possible. Just do it little by little, cut down a bit at a time, because all that sugar is not good for you, and it is definitely one of the subtractions from hypertension, right? So number 12 will be to just remove that chicken skin, right? Poultry skin. Now, when you eat that is another huge source of cholesterol. So if you take it off, you are taking off a lot of fat automatically. Focus on the flesh on the inside, and that's it, guys. I hope this really helped you. 12 removes or 12 things that you have to definitely cut off from your diet if you're serious about controlling your high blood pressure. All right, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video.